Emmerson Mnangagwa's government continues to be rocked by many cases of corruption that are so alarming, especially after the Attorney General's report. Another scandal, once again, among many others that have happened in different ministries, we see 7.7 million of US dollars that is missing from Zera. The Auditor General report has revealed that over 6.7 million US dollars have been siphoned from the Zimbabwe Energy Regulatory Authority. I still remember, family, one of the days we were talking about this very issue, where we were indicating that the idea of splitting ZESA into many of these, different entities, it was all about stealing. These people like Gata, the man who is in charge of all these, departments, is a man who is so corrupt and a relative to Emmerson Mnangagwa. We have always been talking about how corrupt ZESA has been, especially with the coming in of Fortune Chassis, who happened to be a working minister who was once appointed by Emmerson Mnangagwa, and he wanted to put the house in order. He fired many people, including Gata and the board that was running ZESA, and that contributed to his downfall. Emmerson Mnangagwa came back, guns blazing at Fortune Chassis, fired Fortune Chassis with no particular reason, and the chassis is now history. And this was all because Mnangagwa understands how much of the thuggery and thievery that is happening, the corruption that is happening in these entities. And we are very sure that Mnangagwa also has a portion in all of these. So at times, when somebody goes in between Mnangagwa and his looting, they will meet the X. That usually is what happens in Zimbabwe. Mnangagwa is so good at working with people that are corrupt and people that steal. Imagine, from all the monies that we have been talking about, from all the department and the government ministries, from finance to youth to the Ministry of Information to, even the Attorney General's office and all the like, Ministry of Justice itself is also involved with many other ministries that are also involved in all this. And when you look at this kind of scale, the scale to which Emmerson Mnangagwa's government and appointed officials are stealing from Zimbabwe, I'm telling you, this is so alarming and shocking. At the end of the day, the country is the one that suffers. Zimbabwean people, at the end of the day, are the ones that suffer the consequence of the stealing that and the corruption that we are seeing happening here. So one wonders what happens when Mnangagwa sits down in meetings with some of his appointees. What is it that they really talk about when they are accused of so much activities of corruption? And one would really safely say it means that some of these things are agreed. They really discuss that they need to do this. And I'm sure, and we are so confident with Mnangagwa being the bishop of corruption in Zimbabwe, he has a stake in all these kind of deals and scandals that we are seeing happening in all these different ministries. If Mnangagwa was not involved, why would these appointees be so confident of stealing if Mnangagwa was going to crack the whip? This on its own continues to tell us that Zimbabwe does not have leaders. We just have a mafia government and people who don't care about what happens to the nation. The country is being milked. The country is bleeding in millions and millions of US dollars on a monthly basis. And all that money is money that was supposed to be putting the country to some level of development. When you look at how Mnangagwa became the chief or the bishop of stealing and scandals in ZANU PF, he has started to just take every contract and every deal from different ministries, and he would want to place everything under his own office. Whenever you hear anything that has to do with presidential presidential maize scheme, presidential agriculture farming scheme, presidential fertilizer scheme, whatever it is, anything that you hear ZANU PF beginning to say presidential something, know that Mnangagwa has already stolen that thing from the ministry to which it belongs, and he brings it under his own scheme. When it comes under his office, now it can be allocated to people like the Wikino Chivayos and the Chimombes and the like, and all those that are surrounding him. So it's just a quick way of self enrichment while the country continues to suffer. Zimbabwe has continued to go on the downward side because of the kind of corrupt deals that we are seeing happening in the government of Emmerson Mnangagwa. So this is what it is, family, and it's very sad. And we really need to stand and to push until we remove the government of thieves and liberate Zimbabwe, so Zimbabwe can become a free nation. We want new leaders. We want new politicians. We want a new kind of administration in Zimbabwe that will see the country rising again. Very sad development that we continue to see happening in our nation. For those that have not subscribed to the channel, subscribe to the channel. We'll continue to be giving you updates throughout the day. Remain blessed.